Hey, happy Cinco de Mayo to you. This is PT coming at you with another backyard Bible study. And this week we are talking about coping in crises. And so I'm going to give you three things that can help you, three practical helps with a biblical basis. And I think that they can encourage you and help you in your journey, in your dealings, in your life and attitude while we're still being quarantined in this pandemic scenario that we're living out day after day after day. It just keeps going and going and going, kind of like the Energizer Bunny. And so let's talk about that today. And I want to share with you a few things. The first thing is this. We start off here. You know, it's a known fact that three of the best things you can do when you're under stress or when you're in a crisis mode is, number one, get plenty of sleep. Number two, eat right, eat healthily. Number three, get good exercise. And those are three things that are supposed to be a part of our lives and help us through challenging, difficult times. However, if you're a little bit like me, those three things were the first things to go when this thing hit. Man, I put on weight because I'm not eating right. My sleeping habits are all over the map, and I'm not going to the gym, obviously. So my exercise is not what it should be or needs to be. Those are things that can help keep me healthy. And unfortunately, we oftentimes let go of things that can help us stay healthy. And so I want to talk to you about some things you can do, though, and some things that can help you stay healthy in this time of crises. And that's what we're talking about today. Three ways that we can flatten the curve on your crises. That's what it's all about, flattening the curve. And today's topic is this. It's simply walk away. There's the principle for today. It's walk away. Kenny Rogers, the great songwriter, singer who passed away a month ago, in one of his most famous songs said, "You've got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run." And man, that's great advice, especially in a crisis situation. You know, you need to know when to walk away, and you need to know when to flat out run. What is that all about? Well, the brain can only process so much. There's only so much that we can handle. There's only so much that our brain can take. There's only so much that our heart can take. And we need to know when to go ahead and call a timeout on ourselves. And you may ask, why do I need to call a timeout on myself? Well, everybody has their limits. I like what Clint Eastwood said. He said, a man's got to know his limitations. You know, what happens is we tend to exceed our limits and then we'll flame out. Then we'll boil over. Then we'll blow up, explode. And instead of doing that, we need to learn to just call a timeout. We need to learn just to walk away. We need to learn to take a step away from the scenario that we're in and what we're dealing with. Before you break, you need to take a break. Makes sense to me. Now you say, where are you getting that from, Tim? Well, I'll tell you where I'm getting it from. I'm getting it from the Bible. You see, Jesus took breaks in his life. Jesus took timeouts in his ministry. Jesus had downtime. Jesus walked away from people. Jesus walked away from towns. Jesus walked away from attitudes. Jesus walked away from situations. One of my favorite instances of this is found in Matthew 5:21, where it says, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. That's the New International Version. The King James Version says, the coasts of Tyre and Sidon. And what that means is Jesus just took a time out. Jesus just went down to the beach at Tyre, took his disciples, and they chilled there. They just took a break. What would Jesus do, you might ask, in my situation? Well, by his actions, we can learn what he did, and we can do what he did by following his example. First and foremost, sometimes you just need to go somewhere else. That's it. The change is going to do you good. Mark chapter 1, verse number 38, this is what Jesus said. Jesus replied, "Let's go somewhere else to the nearby villages." Hey, Jesus said, it's time for a change of scenery. It's time for a change of thinking. It's time for a change of perspective. Sometimes you just need to change where you are and how you're thinking and how you are in a situation, in a circumstance. Change will do you good. Just need to go somewhere else. Mentally, go somewhere else. Emotionally, go somewhere else. Maybe even physically. That's fine too. Secondly, sometimes you just need to withdraw. You just need to take a step back. In John 11:54, it says this, Jesus no longer moved publicly among the people of Judea. Instead, he withdrew to a region near the wilderness, to a village called Ephraim, where he stayed with his disciples. Hey, Jesus just withdrew. He just withdrew with his disciples, and they just went out to the desert and said, we're just going to hang out near Ephraim, and we're just going to take some downtime. We're just going to take some time for us, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Oftentimes in our workaholic world and all that we've got going on, we have a hard time just disconnecting and pulling the plug and taking a time out and stepping back or withdrawing from a situation or a circumstance. But sometimes mentally, emotionally, physically, for our health, we need to do just that. Take a time out. Modern living is fast, it's demanding, it's pressurized, and at times it's not easy. Hey, this pandemic and this quarantine and being sequestered, it's not easy. I'm here to tell you, and you're not alone if you're feeling that way. But I want you to understand that there is something that you can do about it. You can take a break. I remember when I was a kid, the ad campaign for McDonald's, they had commercials all over. You deserve a break today, so get up and get away to McDonald's. Now, I'm not suggesting you get up and get away to McDonald's, but I am suggesting that you get up and get away. Thirdly and finally today, sometimes you just need to be alone. It's important for mental health for us to seek solitude. Solitude is a principle that we don't often practice enough. Watch this. Luke chapter number 5 and verse number 16 says, "But Jesus would often go to some place where he could be alone and pray." Like Jesus, sometimes I just need some me time. Sometimes you just need some you time. So try this. Give yourself some time. Disconnect. Give yourself 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Find a calm location. Take as little with you as possible. Don't fill yourself with all kind of stuff that you got to do. Just disconnect. And so you can allow your mind to wander. Just allow your mind to wander. And while you're there, let God begin to speak to your heart and speak to your spirit and speak to your mind. So in conclusion today, take a break. Take a hike. Take a time out. Just step away. How, you ask? When, you may ask? Well, when your energy levels start getting low, let your energy levels guide you. Your body will tell you, hey, you need to take a break. You need to step away. You're getting overheated here. You're getting excited here, and you just need to step away. Cooperate with your energy level instead of competing and fighting against it. Do what Jesus did. Take a break, take a hike, take a time out, go somewhere else, do something else. Who knows? It might just refresh and recreate you and help flatten the curve of your crisis. And that's what it's all about. Hey, thanks for listening today. This is PT signing off, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another principle that can help you to cope during the crisis.